Hello, friends, and welcome back to Too Many Minis. My name's Ossie. Last night was the reveals show at the World Championships of Warhammer in Atlanta. And they had a ton of previews for a ton of different games. First up was some 40k stuff. They had the new Oricon the Diviner model. It's pretty solid update on the old model. I'll put up here the new model on the left and the old model on the right. I think it's a solid model. I don't think it's as exciting as the new Overlord model they did, but I think it's great. And it's been really solid additions to the Necron range for this. I think they're getting three character models with this codex. It's pretty good. Then they show off the Dark Angels, kind of conferring that AdMech are only getting the one model with their codex, because they're showing Dark Angels, which will be the next one up in the new year. Got a new Asmodai model. I'm not massively into this. I'm not into Dark Angels in general, really, but I did think the Lionel Johnson model was incredible. This one's got some slightly dubious smoky effects. Yeah, I mean, it's an improvement on the old model, but it's not really my aesthetic. And the same thing for the Deathwing Knights. They're like halfway between an old Deathwing Terminator and a Grey Knight. Their heads look really small when you have them in the hooded version. I always think that looks really silly. I like the little Orco from He-Man guys they have there. They're cool. I think if you're an existing fan of Deathwing, you'll like these. You'll be into them with the big maces and stuff. But I don't much. But it's good news. Like there are more secrets yet to come from the Dark Angels. So they're getting more than just this. It's going to be a good codex for them. Oh yeah, they showed off a new Crusade book, Pariah Nexus. Lovely art on the front of that. And they put a new codex roadmap, which is kind of exciting. So we've got AdMech and Necrons coming like right now, soon, before Christmas. Dark Angels and Orcs next. I'll be interested to see if Orcs get much. I'm guessing not much, because they got a lot in the last edition. But maybe they will, because they're Orcs. Then Custodes, Tau, and Chaos Space Marines. That's cool, because I'm kind of interested in Tau, and I'm doing a bit of Chaos Space Marines with the cultists and stuff. So I'll be interested in that. But the interesting one for me is summer, is the Genestealer Cults, which is a lot sooner than I was expecting. So I had to get some new detachments and new rules for them. And I'm just, maybe by the time that summer codex rolls around, I'll have a 2,000 point army I can use. That'd be fun. Adeptus Sororitas, and then it says redacted, and the speculation is that that's either going to be Emperor's Children or another Xenos race of some sort. That seems to be what the two things that people are options. I think they said there'd be a new Xenos this edition, and then everybody's assuming there's going to be Emperor's Children this edition because they've done World Eaters, Nurgle, and Thousand Suns in the last 3. So that's kind of what's up with 40k. AOS, they've shown off Ashoran, the Mortarch of Delusion, coinciding with the Dawnbringers Book 4. So the ultimate bad guy, leader guy for the Flesh Eater Courts. This guy is mad. That's a crazy model. Unbelievable, really. I mean, I don't think we've seen anything like this before. It's like combining undead with Skaven and Nurgle and all at once. That's really heavy. Look at the faces on his cloak thing. Super weird and great. I genuinely find this stuff creepy, which is saying something. It's a miniature. And then they showed off more of that range. The next thing up for AOS. Crypt Guard, really nice new kit for them. And they've just cracked it, basically. I think the lore for Flesh Eater Courts was cool, but the models didn't match up to it, didn't represent that kind of fallen nobility stuff. And now these models are looking fantastic. They're really look at these, the Morbeg Knights. These are fallen knights on giant bats. Creepy as hell. Great hornblower guy there. Is he blowing a horn out somebody's face? I don't know. Just mad. Loads of flayed skin, stitched together bits, skeletons. Vargolf courtiers. Genuinely gross and brilliant. The model designers are just smashing it at the moment. Abhorrent Cardinal. Again, covered in bits of ripped off flesh, skulls and bone constructs. Absolutely disgusting and brilliantly done. Look, he's got loads of nails through his arm. Royal Decapitator, what a model. Especially that hooded version. Oof. And they're showing a big, like, kind of launch army set for it, with the big flying leader guy they showed off before. That's an incredible set. Like, they've gone from being, like, I think one of the worst armies in AOS to being one of the best. Like, I'm not. It's like the Cities of Sigmar to me. It's like it's a whole new range, which is just fire, perfect. They've smashed it. So impressed with that. If somebody gifted them to me, I would happily paint them up. I can't be buying another army, but they are fantastic. They're top notch. Next up, they showed us Warhammer Underworld's Warband Dagox Stab Lads, and they are a new Crawl Boys warband. And I guess it's not as exciting as some of this other stuff, but they're really solid Crawl Boys models. This Hornblower guy is outstanding. There's a guy with a great flail. They're just really solid models. It looks like a high strength kind of tough Crawl Boys unit. It looks like it's only 4. If I get my other Crawl Boys stuff painted up from the Stormbringer magazine, I'm sure I'll be tempted to pick these up just to kind of have all the cool characters and stuff. For Horus Heresy, they didn't show off the talked about plastic army that people are speculating is Solo Auxilia. They just showed off the Mark 6 Assault Marines jump packs, which people have been really looking forward to. I like them. They've got cool kind of chest plate armor that goes with their backpacks, their jetpacks. It sets them out, makes them look a bit different. The helmets are a little more ornate maybe than the ones in the regular kit, but they're good. They're solid. They have options for shields, power fist, unhelmeted head, lightning claws for both hands, and the nice looking pistols. I think it's a good kit. It's a good kit. It's filling a gap, and that's good news. Really was a big reveal with a lot of games seeing some love for Necromunda, where a lot of vehicles are apparently still to come, like with the Ashwade stuff. Like it's the vehicles planned for most factions, and this here has a Taurus Venator variant, all-terrain vehicle for the Paladin Enforcers. And this is quite exciting. It's quite different from other things we've seen. Kind of all-terrain armoured car. It's impressive. Really nice little details, as always, on these Necromunda kits. And I have got sort of fixed on the idea of doing a Paladin Enforcers kill team, using the rules for the Adeptus Arbites, or Arbites, but using the Paladin models, which I much prefer. The kind of police force sort of thing. And this would be a cool little terrain piece for them. Kind of, this is a police car for going and keeping the peace-ish around Necromunda. I was quite keen on that. Don't really need it, but I like the look of it. They showed off half of the next kill team box, and it is, as expected, the Night Lords. And it's apparently an upgrade sprue. And I think it's quite impressive what they've got out of this with just an upgrade sprue, just based on the regular Chaos Space Marines kit. They've really Night Lorded it up. I mean, I think this kind of emo hair Skullface one is too silly. But they got these horrible claws and extra spiky bits and the winged helmets. I don't think I'm a big Night Lords fan, but I think they've done this really well. Got some extra weapons in there. It's kind of long chain sword pole arm thing. I think if you're a Night Lords fan, this is nailed it. This is just what you want. I can imagine painting them up because I like the lightning pattern scheme things, and there's less of the kind. They've done them with less of the kind of bright red 90s style. I like them. They're good. Again, look, more knitted together flesh and skin cloaks. But I'm impressed with what they can do with just an upgrade kit to the regular CSM box. They didn't show the rumoured mandrakes that they'll be facing off against, so we'll see if we find out about that later, or if it's something else completely and the rumours are wrong. And the final thing they showed was for Old World. And we knew we were going to see some Tomb King stuff because we've seen the Bretonnian stuff, and we knew we were going to see some Tomb King stuff. And I've been saying to myself, this game isn't for me. Old World isn't for me. I was never a Warhammer Fantasy Battles player, and it's quite rulesy, and it's a huge investment, huge thing to get into, all the massed ranks you need, and it's a big painting project, and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, I do love the Tomb Kings, and there's one regret is I never had a Tomb Kings army. Like, I could go for Tomb Kings, right? And Then they announced that they were going to be in one of the launch armies for it. I was like, okay, that's tempting, but I'm going to try and stay focused, blah, blah. We were just on stream the other night, we were looking at the old range and the metals and old plastics. I was like, yeah, look, this doesn't stand up, I don't know. And, I'd heard what they were going to be getting was this new kind of bone dragon. And I was like, well, at least I won't want that, because I don't tend to like the giant models for fantasy stuff. The giant stuff tends to leave me cold, and it's more the small stuff that I like. So I was like, at least I won't like that. Anyway, they unveiled the Necro bone dragon, and it's amazing. That's so good. I don't know why I thought I wouldn't like it, but I really like it. It's you can either have a Tomb King or a High Priest on it, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you could magnetize it so you could have either. But the High Priest in particular is just awesome. Look at him go. That's incredible. With the like scales behind and little canopy. Oh man. I mean, the head of this dragon is just awesome. There's a vulture flying out here. Just mad. So I'm having a lot of feelings this morning, today. Like, oh, well, maybe Old World is a thing then that I might fall for. Because if they bring more Tomb Kings models at that level, so I really want a replacement for the skeleton horses. Those are the things that bother me most in the range, like the kind of super static poses of those skeleton horses. They just don't do it for me. But I don't know. Maybe I have to look into some like alternative 3D printed ones or something that work for me, because I'm so into this. I can really imagine enjoying painting it. Don't mind painting bone. Love painting gold. Yeah. So this is my big takeaway from these reveals, is that Tomb Kings is really looking attractive to me. I think it's a fantastic set of reveals from Games Workshop, or Warhammer, as we should say now. It's all winners to me, apart from the Dark Angels, which I'm a bit meh on. Everything else is winners, and like even the Flesh Eater Courts now is like so close to being like a tempting army. It's just, I mean, but they gross me out too much. I think I'd paint one and they'd be like that's gross. They're amazing. They've like out disgusting Nurgle. That's uncanny. I was super impressed with the reveals from today's show. Sign me up. It's launch date for the pre-orders of Legion Imperialis, and I haven't ordered it. Can't be getting into more games. Maybe I could do Old World, but I couldn't do both. It's not practical. So I'm trying to stay strong and not order that, even though I'm seeing people on my WhatsApp putting their orders in and getting loads of cool stuff, and people who got their models in advance. Today it's that embargo lifts, and they can put out what they've done, what they've painted up, and do reviews of it and stuff. And it's like, it's cool as hell. But I think they need to add another faction for me to be interested in that. Whereas Old World, it's the faction that's pulling me in, not the game. It's the miniature range for Tomb Kings. So pray for me. I'll try and stay strong. But yeah, let me know what you like from this reveals. Let me know what you don't like, the things you're expecting that you didn't see. Yada yada yada. But what's your thinking on it? We'll have some chats in the Discord as well, I'm sure. Models, like them. Big fan of the models. More models. Too many minis. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in and all that jazz. And yeah, later on. Bye.